And I know that Santorum probably didn't mean to say it, but it's what he said. And you know, when you're going to take on an incumbent president of the United States, you better know what you believe. You better be able to say it very vividly. This is why I'm going to fight with him over oil. There's a very interesting column at FoxNews.com today by this person who points out that I'm clearly inside Obama's head right now, because he's totally wrapped around this oil fight. I mean, Axelrod attacked me by name on Sunday. Obama attacked me, not by name, but referred to my $2.50 plan in the national radio address on Saturday. He's given, I think, 7 speeches now on energy in the last two weeks. Well, you want somebody who can get inside Obama's defenses and make him answer our attacks. Because I'll tell you, if we're answering his attacks, we're going to lose the race. 1 or 2 more. Let's see. Oh, it's right in front of me.
Given the current situation overseas, going on with Israel and Iran, how would you as president handle that? What's going on over there?
That's a really good question. I think, first of all, it is extraordinarily dangerous to have an Iranian nuclear weapon. The current dictator, Ahmadinejad, has said flatly he wants to eliminate Israel from the face of the earth. If you were the Israeli prime minister and you realized that 7 million Jews were killed in the Holocaust in World War II by a dictator who said he wanted to wipe the Jews from the face of the earth, you would take really seriously somebody who talks like that. And when you look at a map of Israel, it's a very small country. 3 or 4 Iranian nuclear weapons would be a Holocaust, would wipe out most of the remaining Jews in Israel. So, from the Israeli perspective, they're going to hit Iran. I mean, if the Iranians keep trying to build a nuclear weapon, there will be a morning you wake up and the Israelis will have bombed Iran. And I think the American presidents will be saying to the Iranians publicly, if you keep this up, you're going to get hit and it's your fault. I mean, nobody's threatening to go attack Iran, but the Iranians are threatening to go destroy Israel. And so that's part one. Part two is, Callista and I did 2 movies, Rendezvous with Destiny about Ronald Reagan, and 9 Days That Changed the World about Pope John Paul II, who went to Poland in 1979, and it's a remarkable film. Reagan, the Pope, and Prime Minister Thatcher had a nonviolent strategy for beating the Soviet Empire. They used economic pressure, psychological pressure, political pressure, covert operations. And over a 9-year period, they literally destroyed the Soviet Empire without a general war. I think we should have a policy of helping every single dissident group in Iran to replace the current dictatorship. That should be our long-range policy. And in the short run, we should let the Israelis know that if they get to a point where they think they have no choice, that we would respect their right to do what they need to do to defend their own country. That's a very, very good question. This lady way back in the back there.
Hi, my name is Melissa. I'm from South Carolina. I'm getting my master's in theater, and I have a question about the arts. I've followed all the candidates recently, and it seems that all of them are wanting to cut the arts. Doesn't matter which party they're from. And I want to know what you plan on doing if you become president about the arts. Even the governor of South Carolina recently cut the arts. So I'm wondering if you have any plans about that, because this is my career. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Obviously, I'm not good at science. I'm not good at math. So what about us who are not good at things like that, who choose to do something that makes us happy, like the arts? What do you think?
Well, I want to use my words carefully here so I don't commit a Santorum. Let me say, first of all, and I don't want you to be offended, we do not have an obligation to subsidize your happiness. Okay? I mean, you have every right to practice the arts. I have a niece who is currently has started a career as a singer, and we try to help her a little bit occasionally, and we hope she does really well. But we don't think the government owes her an annual subsidy to sing, although she would like it if it showed up. On the other hand, we're both big patrons of the arts. We both love the arts. But I'm going to put my wife on the spot for a minute. My wife has a background in art. Let me say, I'm what is called a groupie. She does not particularly want me to sing. She knows I can't play an instrument, but I am allowed to show up and listen. We have a granddaughter who is in ballet, and who also plays the violin. So we have a big interest in general, but Calista has a unique background, so I'm going to let her talk about it.
Well, I'm a musician by training, and I believe firmly in the importance of arts and music in our education. And I think if given the opportunity to be First Lady, I would work very hard to emphasize the importance of arts as a vital part of a complete education. Unfortunately, many of our school districts are pulling arts education programs, and I think this is just devastating. So this would be a very important initiative on my part.
I thought she was going to be slightly more explicit. She is a piano major who has played the French horn in community band since 1989 and who has sung at the Basilica in the professional choir since 1996. So and she's helped make 7 movies now, a whole series of audiobooks, and had a New York Times best-selling children's book. So her interest in the arts is very deep. Our interest in the arts is very deep. Part of it, though, frankly, is to also enhance the income of Americans. When enough Americans are working, that they can afford to go to the local theater, they can afford to support the community theater. We've helped the community band she belongs to. And I can tell you that in very hard times, when you have big unemployment, it's harder to get people to donate because they don't have the money. So general economic growth, the point that Governor Perry made to me that's fascinating, you might check this out. Texas, which has a low tax base but a high economic growth rate, I think Houston now sells more Broadway seats, theater ticket seats, than any city in America except New York. They've opened up more museums and more concert halls and more things in the last 15 years in Texas than any place else, because as the economy grew bigger, so if you take an energy policy, if the money that Obama wants to send to Saudi Arabia were in fact going to Louisiana, the ability of Louisiana to sustain the arts would go up dramatically. And certainly from the standpoint of Calista and me, that would be a component of any kind of sound, healthy society. You need science and math and technology, but you do also need the humanities and the arts. And we look forward to seeing you all individually while we're here for a few minutes. Thank you very much. I do need your vote on Saturday, and I need you to talk to all your friends. How many of you are on Facebook? Okay. Those of you who like what I'm doing, when you go on your homepage, put in Newt equals $2.50 a gallon gasoline. Okay, very simple. It's a free way to help the campaign in a big way. If your friends want to help us, tell them they can go to newt.org and they can give 1 gallon of Newt gas. That's $2.50. We have 176,000 donors. We'd love to have your help there. And if people want to know, so it's a nice slogan, but how would you do it? There's a 30-minute speech that we have at newt.org that outlines step by step how we would do it. And finally, how many of you are on Twitter? Okay. If you go to #250gas, that helps too. So very inexpensive ways you can help the campaign. I need your vote next Saturday. We look forward to seeing you individually.